What if I told you that the richest and most powerful man in history wasn't Elon Musk? Wasn't Rockefeller? Wasn't even close. He was so wealthy that when he traveled, entire cities collapsed economically after he left. Yet today, most people have never heard his name. This is the forgotten story of Mansa Musa, the man whose wealth almost destroyed the world. In the 14th century, when Europe was still struggling with poverty, plagues, and wars, there existed an African empire so rich that gold was as common as sand. At the center of it stood a king whose generosity was so extreme. It caused global inflation. This is not a myth. This is not exaggeration. This is documented history. And by the end of this video, you'll understand why history tried to bury his story. Mansa Musa ruled the Mali Empire, one of the largest empires the world has ever known. Stretching across modern-day Mali, Senegal, Ghana, Niger, and beyond, Mali controlled over 50% of the world's gold supply. Gold didn't just belong to the king. It was the foundation of the empire. Trade routes crossed the Sahara. Scholars, merchants, and architects flooded in. And at the top of it all sat Musa, calm, calculated, and unimaginably rich. But the world didn't know him yet. That changed with one journey. In 1324, Mansa Musa decided to go on a pilgrimage to Mecca. This wasn't a normal journey. He traveled with 60,000 people, 12,000 servants, 80 camels, each carrying over 300 pounds of pure gold. As he passed through cities like Cairo, Medina, and Mecca, he gave away gold freely. To the poor, to merchants, to rulers. Gold became so common that its value collapsed. Prices skyrocketed. Economies crashed. Historians estimate that it took over 10 years for some regions to recover. One man had bent the global economy without lifting a weapon. After this journey, something strange happened. European maps changed. For the first time, African kings were drawn holding gold. And one name appeared repeatedly, Mansa Musa. Scholars rushed to Mali. Universities were built. Libraries rose in Timbuktu. At its peak, Timbuktu housed hundreds of thousands of manuscripts. Centuries ahead of Europe in education, science, and law. Africa was not poor. It was powerful. And that made the world uncomfortable. After Mansa Musa's death, the Mali Empire slowly weakened. Invaders came. Trade routes shifted. Colonial powers arrived centuries later. But the real tragedy wasn't the fall. It was the erasure. History books focused elsewhere. Empires like Mali were reduced to footnotes. The richest man in history became a forgotten name. Yet his impact still echoes. Mansa Musa proved something the world didn't want to remember, that greatness existed outside Europe. That Africa once led the world. And that history is often written by those who come last, not those who came first. So the next time someone says Africa has no history, tell them about the king who was so rich. He broke the world.